It's the day before the event starts, and basically, you know, everybody's at the event site getting ready to surf the contest, and we just kind of decided to come around with like a smaller posse, just a crew of us really good friends, and come surf Camel Rock, and the waves are pretty pumping. There's a cool right and left, and for us it's just about getting down here and going for a surf with the friends and just kind of getting our feet wet and just having a good time.
See different places, surf at a different surf spot. This is good. This is something new. You know, we're probably gonna surf here more often. No, this is cool.
It's great to be here with everybody. It's always, you know, this once a year, all the girls come together. We've got girls from every country, almost every continent. No, it's great to see everybody.
The Swatch Girls Pro China is the only event that we really have as women longboarders, and it's just cool, you know, to get everybody together once a year. It's just like a really good group of women from all over the world.
It's like the Olympics, you know? You qualify through a region and you train all year, and then it comes down to one event. And it's also kind of old school, which is perfect for longboarding.
You have only one contest, this one in China, that crowns the world champion, so it doesn't get more important than that. But sometimes it's hard because you keep training like all day long to compete on 20 minutes heat.
It is a contest and it's serious, and we all are really excited to be here and to win, essentially. But for us, it's so awesome to come together. It's like the one time a year we all get to come together and surf together and enjoy this sport and enjoy this thing that we do called surfing.
To meet Cassia, Kelia and all these girls is really amazing for me. Cassia has been my favourite surfer since I was little. She's inspired me a lot, so to have the chance to surf with her is enormous.
Bay, it's actually probably the one of the best break in this island, and this is a place I like practice a lot when I surf.
It's a left point break in the South China Sea. It's very fickle, I think. So we've learned the last couple of years that it can produce world-class waves or it can produce nothing.
It's such an awesome wave, such a playful wave. You can do long nose ridings and some big turns on the inside. In the low tide, it gets super shallow, but still good.
It can get fat and it can get sucky, and it has all different sections, and it's really, really fun for longboarding.
If you look down the line and you can pick out one of the right ones that you see forming down the line, then those are the ones you want, because you'll be able to put together some nose rides, some cutbacks, and really work it onto the inside.
Day one of the Swatch Girls Pro 2013, and the 36 best female longboarders in the world were getting ready for their heats in round one. With the world title on the line, the stakes were high as the Chinese crowds lined the shores in Ryu Bay. Like in previous years, Chelsea Williams from Australia was one of the standouts in the early rounds, and the 25-year-old combined the trademark cutbacks with some impressive nose-riding skills. Last year's world champion Kelia Manez from Hawaii was in the limelight, but the 20-year-old didn't let the pressure get to her and comfortably won her first heat.
I just wanted to get it, 2 waves under my feet and then feel comfortable throughout the rest of the heat. And I'm glad I got those 2 waves out of the way and the first heat out of the way, first round out of the way, and on to the next.
Chloe Calmon from Brazil looked confident before her heats, and after 3 weeks training in Rio Bay, she really looked at home on the contest wave. Stylish and effortless longboard surfing by the young Brazilian. American youngster Tori Gilkison made her mark at last year's event. And once again, she started strong, showing some of the best hang fives in the first rounds.
So much better than last year, and there's like little sections that stand up, and then once it slow down, do a little cut back, and it's super fun. Long waves.
Longboard style queen Cassia Medor also managed to get into round 3, but she had to take a detour via round 2, where she surfed well and showed some classic nose-riding manoeuvres. Another American to progress into the last 24 was Lindsay Steinry. The 2011 world champion looked determined and managed to do a hang 10 on her best wave.
I picked off a couple of the right ones, a couple wrong ones. It was tough out there. Atlanta's a really good surfer, so I was just trying to stay on top of my game the whole time.
Yeah, I think the longboard cannot get more female, and I think such a beautiful thing, such a graceful sport. I love the cross-stepping and nose riding. For me, that's the most amazing thing you can do on a board. Like, you can work your balance and flexibility.
I think it's so much more attractive to other females who don't know surfing, and they look at that and it's a lot more approachable, and they can relate to it a little bit more, and it's also like almost like a dance, you can just dance and glide on the water, and it's less aggressive, and it's just more me.
And I definitely think that your true self shows when you surf, because there's nothing else but you and the wave and your board, and it's all what you put into it.
I mean, to me, what glide is, and when you're on a really nice wave in the perfect part and you're really in trim and in perfect trim, time stops. You're weightless, everything else disappears, and you're just locked into that moment.
What I like about longboarding is that you can mix the classic style and the modern style. Nose riding to me is something I've done all my life. It's a special sensation, just you, the board and the sea. There's nothing more magical. Day 2 of the Swatch Girls Pro China 2013, and all the big names were still in the contest for round 3. Previous double world champion Jennifer Smith is always in with a shout for the title, and the 27-year-old didn't disappoint in her heat. 7.5 points, one of the most impressive female longboarders, who showed 2 classic hand fives and some nice turns. Next up, an all-American heat with Cassia Medor and Lindsay Steinry, the 2 of the most experienced competitors facing each other. Steinery opened the exchange with some neat nose riding and big roundhouse cutbacks, scoring her a 6.5. Midor tried her best to answer back, but it wasn't enough. Another early exit at the Swatch Girls Pro China for the 31-year-old.
Yeah, a bit unlucky that I came up against my friend Lindsay in the early rounds of the heat. You know, she's won a world championship before, and I know her from California, so to come up with her in the early rounds is kind of a bummer, but that's what it is, you know. You got to come up against everybody at some point.
Justine Dupont from France was once again leading the European charge, and the 22-year-old Dupont looked comfortable, surfing a strong heat and going straight through to the next round. The real standout in round 3 and 4 was Chloe Calmon from Brazil, who was at ease with the left in Rio Bay and showed another hang 10.
It was awesome to start the heat with a good score, an 8.5, and it wasn't even one of the waves of the set. It was a small one that Caitlin didn't get it, so I got it, and I could find a bit of a wall, so I could hang 10 for a while.
Defending champion Kelia Manaz had surfed solid so far, and without really setting the world on fire, she went through to the next round. The final opponent of the last 2 years, Chelsea Williams, on the contrary, was on fire in every heat. Her radical and powerful turns made her a real standout, but the Australian is no stranger to nose riding either. Perfectly blending classic and progressive longboarding, Williams eased through to the next round.
I actually couldn't hear anything out there, and I didn't know the whole time what I needed or what I had. I know I didn't really get a second good wave until that last one, so yeah, pretty stoked.